This is an East Rand Brak, but it runs with your Italian finest cars.
You know what, Colin? I've always been the underdog. You know what? When the Oaks say to me, "You can't get it to go," believe me, it'll take me time, but I'll get it there. And I think we're close to be there. You know what I'm saying? The problem is, we got the car. We couldn't even develop it because the car was very quick, and it wasn't even set up properly, and it wasn't handling properly, and whatever. But we could run it on the dyno all day, and it wouldn't misfire. The minute we went out on the circuit, and it would do 4 or 5 laps, a misfire.
It was quick, and then misfire.
Yeah, it was super quick, and then the misfire. So, and by the time you got back home to find the misfire, we changed coils, we changed, you name it, I changed on this engine and this car.
Fuel pumps, I remember.
Yeah,
fuel. Yeah, ECUs, maps,
and injectors and intercoolers, and you name it, we changed, and we just couldn't get the thing to. I just couldn't pinpoint the misfire, and you know, I had some of the brainier guys with the computers to help me, and no, it's this and it's that, and whatever we did, it just wasn't right. And
it's definitely a female Alfa.
We'll call it a red bitch. You know what? Business is first. You know, this to me is a hobby. At the end of the day, it's a passion. Yeah, it's my passion. It's a toy box, Franco's toy box. It's my passion. So you know what? This is the love that I like to do, and it keeps me busy. If I sit in the office, then my wife chucks me out, so go find something to do. So I'll end up playing with my cars, and that makes it exciting, because sometimes you just sit in front of the car and you have a look at it and say, "But that's wrong. Let me try and do it like that," and I'll cut it out and remodify it. That's me, you know.
I want to come back to this Alfa, yeah, because it's red. And it's got a V6 turbo, and it sounds murvelaka. What was your thinking when you started to build this car and you had the idea of this car? But why?
Colin, I went to a meeting with the Extreme Supercars, and it was so funny. We're sitting there with quite a few guys, and everybody was saying, they didn't know. It's funny, they didn't know who I was, you know. So everybody was talking now. What car do you have? We've got an Aventador. This guy's got this. That guy's got a Lambo. That guy's got a Porsche. So came around. What car have you got? I said an Alfa. And like, huh? It looked like the whole room went quiet. And I thought, what's wrong? He says, an Alfa. I said, yeah. You know what? I'm different. I want to be different. I want to build something to beat you guys. So they,
a lot of them
laughed at me. You know what I'm saying? And I took the car out the first time, and it was good, but it wasn't. And I didn't race for 2 or 3 races, and we did modifications to the car, and we put it together again. We went out, and the car got quicker. Now we went like 3/4 down the grid. We were like more past the halfway mark out of 25 cars, and I took it home, and I did more modifications, and suddenly we were running in the top 5. Then the eyes got bigger and bigger. Now suddenly, oops, who's this guy? Where's he come from? Whatever. And then in Welkom was the D-Day where I beat them and I put it on pole. Then they were like all screaming and shouting. I turned the boost down to the... No, but there was no boost.
Look, you can't change the rules because somebody comes
and beats
does
them.
a proper job.
Yeah. So, but it's now getting better and better. Like I say, we had that misfire on the car, and that was a bit of a letdown for me because I couldn't pinpoint the problem. But I think we have found it. Yeah.
So you think you found that, and it's got more brakes?
Yeah. Yeah, look, Colin, you know, we have to upgrade. I mean, if you take the speed of this car at Swartkops, and
it's done a 61, eh?
61.8, yeah. And that's for a homemade car. You must understand something, Colin. This car came in, it was a diesel car, a diesel Alfa. Okay? Front wheel drive, right hand drive, front wheel drive and pull, whatever. Everything was then it got converted into a V6 twin turbo, rear wheel drive, left hand drive.
And Just to put that 61 seconds into perspective, solid back axle with Hollinger V8, I mean from the same boxes of the
V8,
mobile
yeah, the
V8s,
yeah.
no traction control.
No launch control, no traction, no ABS,
basic.
no nothing.
This is it's an analog car.
Yeah.
And it goes,
Colin,
and your plan is to win the G&H Transport Super Series.
look, that's my plan of winning it, and I think it can be done. The potential's there.
How much horsepower has it got there?
Just sitting under the 500 kilowatts on the wheels, not from the engine, on the wheels. It's too much.
Yeah.
So we've actually turned it down. Said no, we like to run it at about 430 kilowatts. It's
It
drivable.
gets your attention, eh?
Yeah, but the box, the diff, everything, it's the way it comes out the corner that's frightening. This thing does 232 k's an hour. Now, it doesn't sound much, that's 10, 12 kilometers, but in that short distance,
That's a lot.
it's a lot. And then you got to stop it. That's why we put bigger brakes on it. And things. You've got to get the whole car balanced out at the end of the day to handle, to stop. And that, to me, is more important than the horsepower. You leave in black lines all up because it actually leaves, if I really want to, it actually leaves from turn 8 to turn 1, the pit straight. I can leave black lines the whole thing, change gears and still leaves black line.
Red Alfa that forks off is actually just so bloody like.
My ambition is to have a fastest car. I mean, nobody's actually, in any formula, has actually beaten a GT3 sports car. In other words, a GT3 series works car. We have. I want to do it over and over. Once off, they would say it's lucky and whatever. I want to do it on a continuous base. And for a privateer to beat a works car, that's my ambition, to get there. And I'll get there. I think I will get there.
What else do you want to race?
I'd race anything that comes in my way. I mean, like this year, I want to concentrate on the leisure, doing the endurance racing. My lighty will race on the longer ones because he needs to run the business. So somebody's got to do that. And so I want to do a few races with the Alfa, a few races with the Mobile One supercar, and then concentrate on I would like to try and win the endurance series.
Yeah, I've got to say, Franco, it's been a fascinating time chatting with you, and I've learned so much, and my respect for you has grown. Businessman, inventor of stuff in the mines. Look, Franco, thanks for sharing. Thank you, sir. You're a good man. May this car go faster until the end of its race.
Colin, thank you very much.